Welcome back to the One Up Nitro National Series for 2023. We are here for race number 15 of 25 in this enthralling season that's captured us from the moment the green flag fell at Daytona to right now, where we take on a new venue for One Up Racing as a whole. It's the New Jersey Motorsports Park Thunderbolt circuit here in New Jersey. This beautiful 2.25-mile road course. It's full of twists and turns, some a fast section at the beginning, some technical turns at the end, a lot of elevation change, and a lot of fun for our 41 drivers here this afternoon. And alongside me to bring you all the action once again is Duke and Zach for today's race. And we've got a lot of stories to keep our eye on. We had a big shakeup in the points last week, a lot that took place before that, but we're back on the road courses, and for a few drivers, this is their opportunity to show what they can do.
You're right. And the road courses, just as you mentioned, are the perfect opportunity to showcase some drivers that typically maybe wouldn't run up front just because they won't be starting up front at an oval track. So today is going to be a great race. I think this track just is fantastic. We've seen some great action. I mean, we've got, like you said, the fast section in the beginning, a couple of long straightaways, some tight corners, and then a technical section with S's and like 360 turns. I mean, we got some crazy awesome stuff here, carousels, everything you could ask for out of a road course, really. So today we're going to see a very technical race. We're going to see drivers have to be perfect all the way around this track for every single lap they run to be able to win. And we're going to see who's the one that makes a mistake, who's the one that falls out sooner of this race. And then, of course, what does the point situation look like after this race? Because we still have a pretty epic battle going on up front. We've got about 4 or 5 guys that really have a shot at being the points leader after this event.
Absolutely, this is going to be a lot of fun, and not only do the drivers have to be perfect, but their pit crews will have to be as well. We do expect one stop in this race to be the norm. We'll see what they can do with that. As we can now look at the starting lineup for today's 23-lap race, Henry Thomas gets pole position number 1 in the Nitro National Series, and he lines up alongside last week's pole sitter, Cody Goforth. And if there was ever a driver who needed a good run after the disaster that was Hillside, Cody Goforth is that driver. Then we've got 2 road course ringers in row 2, Diego Yepes and Alex Verstappen. Rasha Mahendra completes the top 5 alongside Joshua Michaels, and Michaels has a good opportunity to take that points lead, like you said, because the points leader going into this race, Ryan Griffin, starts all the way back in 24th.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big opportunity for that 3-car. I mean, he lost a bunch of points last week, not really of his own fault, lost the motor at the very end of the race, but I'll tell you what, this week they're coming back with a vengeance, and then, of course, we've got a lot of heavy hitters up front starting just ahead of Alex in the 3-car, so not going to be a gimme, not going to be easy for that 3 team today. They're going to have to drive through the likes of Diego Yepes, Cody Goforth, Henry Thomas to get to the front, and then, of course, you have to stay faster than them to stay up front. So it's really going to be a great event today. I'm really looking forward to seeing how these drivers tackle this new course to the series, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned.
Absolutely. So, with that being said, the 41 cars are ready to go green at New Jersey Motorsports Park. We are ready to go bring you the action from the Thunderbolt. This is the One Up Nitro National Series from New Jersey Motorsports Park, and the green flag is mere moments away from falling on these 41 drivers. With the field on the front straightaway, Henry Thomas and Cody Goforth on the front row, getting ready to venture into the unknown into turn 1, getting ready for the green flag, which is in the air, and we are underway for 23 laps at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Thomas off to a good start. Hopefully he doesn't get bogged down as the field barrels it off into this first corner. It's quite a fast one, and so far so good for everybody out front.
Yeah, it is a hustle around the first part of this racetrack. You could see it down that front straightaway and into the first corner. Not a lot of braking there. You have to slow down slightly, but still, even in this part of the track, you're still on the throttle. And look at that. Alex has gone through to 3rd place because of the way the track whips around. But primarily, this 0-1 car, Cody Goforth, has taken the lead, and it looks like the 3 has gotten through into 2nd place as well. So Henry Thomas, to start this race, has had a little bit of trouble keeping up with the 2 people that have passed him. So that's going to be a story developing here. And here's the 6 car who has moved up into 4th place after the start. Wow, rapid start for some drivers, and for others, pretty slow.
Yeah, Henry Thomas fell from 1st to 3rd. Diego Yepes fell from 3rd to 6th on the opening half a lap. But Cody Goforth takes the lead, and he's not normally a road course expert, but considering how difficult it can be to pass here, that could have been a big move right there for his chances here today. But we're only just now completing the first lap here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Riding around the final corner comes Cody Goforth, and he will lead lap number 1 handily over Alex Vergette-Barrou.
And that final corner is a high-speed kink right there, and it is tough to get right. But so we might see some people go off right there later in the race. Hopefully not. It's a dangerous one. But yeah, that's a big mistake area. You see a lot of areas on this track that could be possibilities for mistakes, and we'll watch throughout this race to see if anyone makes any mistakes and see how that impacts their race. But primarily, we're watching Henry Thomas right now sitting in 3rd place. He was the pole sitter. He had just less than a 10th over Cody Goforth in the qualifying session that we had here, and he has fallen all the way back to 3rd. Just that opening set of corners, he wasn't on the right side of the track. He wasn't he didn't have the same speed going through those corners, just got off to a slightly slower start and didn't have the right positioning. So he lost that spot, and then he lost another spot to Alex, who pounced on the opportunity when the 12 car was out of shape. So he sits in 2nd place right now, looking at a really great points day. And he's hoping to keep that car holds up for him underneath him to keep up and try to salvage all these points back and climb back into the battle.
Yeah, and he sure needs it. But we're on a road course. We're at Alex Vergette-Barrou's bread and butter racetracks, and he is hustling that car through the final corner, turn 12. Down the front straightaway they go. Goforth leads the 2nd lap, but Alex Vergette-Barrou has kept the gap pretty steady at about 0.7 of a second. We'll see if he can start chipping away at it now as this race progresses. We're on lap number 3. Everybody's off to a decent start. And so far, Goforth's just pulling out a solid lead that, who knows, maybe he'll be able to keep it the whole way with how narrow this track is.
Yeah, and he's definitely not letting that Cody Goforth car get too far out there. Of course, Cody Goforth is significantly ahead. 3 car lengths right there ahead right now. So keep that in your mind as you watch the next couple of laps right here. He's about 3 car lengths. It's extending a little bit, but yeah, these 2 cars, they look like they're better and worse than each other in a few parts of the track. We got one on pit road here, though, coming out of the pits.
Yeah, that's the 73 of Samit Ozkin. He looks like he had a tire going down, so he was able to put new tires on that 73 Dodge Dart, and he sends it back out on track in 41st place. But he is still on the lead lap, and he should be able to go a little bit longer than the leaders now. Maybe he can salvage something out of this race. But heading underneath the bridge now to complete lap number 3, Cody Goforth still leads Alex Vergette-Barrou. We'll see what the gap is at the line between the 01 and the 3. It looks as though, yeah, Alex cut it down by a 10th, so this 3 car is going places.
Yeah, just a 10th there, though, so, just little by little. And another comment on that 73 car, started in 25th, my guess about that flat tire, probably a little bit of contact on the first few laps. I mean, it gets chaotic back in the back of the pack, especially on a start double file going into the first corner like that on a road course. Just tough to keep your car off the one next to you. And unfortunately, that 73 car got the bad end of the deal. But now we watch the battle for the lead. It's Cody Goforth still leading the way. And we'll see at the end of this lap if Alex Vergette-Barrou is able to continue closing that gap here on lap 4 of this race. We'll see. It's hard to tell. It's just not, a 10th over the course of this whole lap, it's over a minute long. So it's kind of hard to tell how much he's actually getting. It looks like he's pretty close through this corner. And to keep in mind, Henry Thomas has not let the 3 car go. So you're watching Henry Thomas back there, and he's putting pressure on the 3 car. So Alex can't be on full offense here. He's still got to kind of rein it in a little bit to play a little bit of defense for the 12 car. We'll see at the line. He closed in a little bit, it looks like. So, yeah, he's just continuing that march forward. He's right on his bumper through the first turn.
Yeah, but I think Cody Goforth's at his strongest right in that final sweeping set of corners to complete the lap, and that's where you really need to be good, because that's where the fastest section of the racetrack is, through 10, 11, and 12 onto the front straightaway. So Cody Goforth's fast in all the right places. He can let the 3 close in through the majority of the lap, but as long as there's not an opportunity for the 3 to get past, because remember, this track is quite narrow, these cars quite wide, so passing opportunities aren't common here, but who knows? This was our first trip to New Jersey Motorsports Park. We'll be able to address that maybe next year.
Yeah, for sure. And this is an interesting situation. I do believe that Cody Goforth's car, like you said, is faster through the he's better through the faster sections of this track. So your places like your turn 1, turn 2, even turn 3, and then but when you get down into the technical corners, the slower ones, I think that 3 car is able to gain back some of that, and we've seen as they cross the line, the overall gap has been shrinking. Of course, this lap it's going to grow. We'll see what it grows to. He lost a 10th there, Alex did, but yeah, we'll see. I guess this turn 1, I think the 3 is slightly better, but other than that, all of the fast corners, that 01 car driving away.
Yep, so Cody Goforth holds the lead. He's led all 5 laps so far, and Cody Goforth's actually led more laps this season than his teammate Zachary DeLello, despite the fact DeLello has a win and Goforth does not yet. Although, in all honesty, he coulda, woulda, shoulda gotten that win at Hillside last week were it not for an ill-timed caution and his tires falling off near the mid-stage of the race. But he has a chance to redeem himself right here, though.
Yeah, he had it was a bad luck situation at Hillside. We all watched it unfold, and that 01 car was unstoppable until it was stopped by the tires. It was a tire fall-off situation for Cody Goforth, and it's just a tough break for that whole team because they brought a great car to the track and they were running a solid race, and then all of a sudden it went south, and then possible bad strategy not coming in to make that pit stop immediately, afraid of the caution coming out. They weren't able to get back on a strategy where they were running up front. But hey, now you're back again, and there's no better confidence booster than to go out and grab the lead on lap 1 in the next race, and then hold off some of the highly ranked drivers in the series to keep the lead throughout the first part of the race, almost to halfway here in this race. So Cody Goforth is showing no signs of slowing down here this week like he did last week. So we'll see if he can keep it up, especially through that pit stop.
And especially at a track type where he's not favored to do well. Cody Goforth's more a fan of the high-speed ovals where you can run up along the wall and run down low. You can run multi-groove racetracks. This is the exact opposite of a multi-groove high-speed oval, a relatively flat technical road course. But Goforth's proving he's got the speed and he's leading this race. Looking back now at Joshua Michaels in this 18 car, this is an opportunity for this 18. Like I said at the top of the show, he has an opportunity here to take the points lead away from Ryan Griffin. He entered this race only 7 points behind.
Yeah, and Ryan Griffin, as you can see, not even in the top 10 right now. Might not even be all that close. But yeah, this 18 car looking really good right now. Has gained 1 position, but he hasn't let that 6 car drive too far away from him. So he gained that position at the beginning of the race, and now he's just marching right along, waiting for that pit stop to see if he can make anything happen. He's 3 seconds behind the leader, and he's having a solid day.
Well, look out. Diego Yepes runs wide through turn 1. That's going to cost him an opportunity to get past the rookie Skylar Taylor in the 16 for Ventum Motorsport. Henry Thomas's teammate, of course. They're running sister cars, sister paint schemes this weekend. But Yepes ran a bit of an uncharacteristic mistake from Diego Yepes in turn 1. Ran a bit wide, and that could drop him into the clutches of Aiden Clare right behind him.
Definitely could. And Aiden Clare's car doesn't look all that dissimilar to that 04 as well. So we've got a bunch of similar looking cars here. And you just saw that 03 car who's dropped all the way down to 9th place. That car...
To be fair, he did start there.
Oh, he did start there? My bad. I mistook him for Diego Yepes, who we were just talking about. So down to 7th. Not a great day. But yeah, anyway, that's Here's Nicky Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez started 12th, currently running in the 11th position. We've seen her do well on road courses before, won at Trois Rivieres, of course. James Ellison running back in the 13th position. He started back in 16th. He's gained a couple spots. Ricky Freeman Jr. just in front of him. We're going through the field now a little bit. Logan Williams right behind the 31. He's right on the verge of a playoff spot, as is Elijah Ironhouse. Ryan Soper started 20th. He's up to 16th now on this 84. He's not normally good on the road courses, but this is a good time as any to fix that situation. But he is leading quite a long train of cars right behind him.
Yeah, that's usually a sign that there might be a little bit of a holdup here. Look how close all of these drivers are to each other. So, hey, he's doing a good defensive job.
Yeah, and here's Ryan Griffin, who's running all the way back in 21st position right now. So as they run right now, he would lose the points lead to Joshua Michaels as they run right now. Keon Daly running right behind him. Glenn Mixon back here in 25th position. Have a bit of a slow few weeks for the 19. Buck Strickland making his one-up debut in this one car for Full Frontal Motorsports. Jensen Nomina making his Nitro National debut for Finish Line. And we have Robert Armstrong making his one-up debut in the Jeff Bolton 97. So all three of our debut drivers running right together, 27th, 28th, and 29th.
It's true, and they're running they're holding the wheel nice and steady right now, and they're not getting themselves in any trouble. It's a great way to have a debut.
Logan Jones runs in 30th. Felix Anderson's had a bit of a rough go of it since his return to the Nitro National Series. He runs 32nd. Robert Weaver's had a tough go of it too, in 34th. And then you see all these guys back here that are just struggling along at the tail end, and especially Samit Ozkan, who's quite a ways behind, but he, of course, is on fresher tires. So that is your run through the field. We're on lap number 10 now. And Cody Goforth held a steady wheel, and he's kept the lead at about 0.4 of a second over Alex Verget-Perube and about 0.8 over Henry Thomas.
And I'll tell you what, these three front runners here have started to drive away from the rest of the field. So that tells me that these three are really, I don't know if you'd say that they're working together, but they aren't really working against each other. So they're just kind of driving away, creating a bit of a gap. All of them are content right now until we make it to that first pit stop, and the only pit stop we expect of the day. So yeah, they're gonna get there, and then that's when they'll race it out. But for now, they just want to have it be between the three of them instead of having to deal with everybody behind.
Absolutely. That's going to be one thing to keep an eye on. We expect those pit stops to come within the next 2 or 3 laps because they want to try and make it to half race distance, so they only need to make one stop in this race. I think Samit Ozkan's the only one that's going to need to make 2 in this race. But we're on lap number 11, and Goforth's lead has gone down. It's down by 1/10, so Alex Verget-Perube now only 1/4 of a second behind and right on the 01's back bumper.
Yeah, he's got that opportunity to pounce in case Goforth makes a mistake. Of course, he hasn't all day today, and that 01 continues to hold that pretty wheel, just staying up front, holding it together, and not letting that 3 car catch any sniff of fresh air at all or anywhere around this racetrack. But as soon as that 3 car starts to step slightly farther ahead of the 12 than he normally is, he's on full offense, and he's able to get right up to the bumper of the 01. But just not a ton of passing zones. You were talking about it earlier. You don't get a ton of opportunities around this place, so you have to time it out through a bunch of corners to make it just perfect, and then you got to get low on a straightaway, and it's just a tough place to pass, and that's how it is. So it just makes it even more impressive to watch these guys race around here and wait for a mistake and pack on the pressure and do everything they need to attempt that pass.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to solve the overtaking issue next year when one-up returns here. But for now, it's what we got, and so far Cody Goforth's enjoying himself out in the lead of this race. He's led all 11 laps so far. He's going to lead lap number 11 right here. And Alex Verget-Perube, his gap at the line, it's pretty much stabilized at about 0.3 of a second. But you're right, these 3 are stretching their advantage over 4th place Mahendra and 5th place Michaels. They are really... Oh, Henry Thomas actually climbed the curb in turn 2. That could have been a little costly, but so far it's worked out for him.
Yeah, he made that work out. I don't know if he lost all that much time because the 3 car also lost a little bit of time right there to Goforth, but Yeah, I think that all three of these cars are just kind of content to wait until that pit stop and try to win this race on pit road. That's seeming like it's the way it's going to go. And we've seen Alex Verjeperub and his crew win the race on pit road this year. In fact, I think we may have seen that a couple times this season out of the Team Duke crews, at least. I think Elijah Ironhouse did that earlier at Phoenix. But, it's going to be interesting because they are so close to each other. So it's really going to be tight battle on pit road. It's going to be all about the in lap. It's going to be about the pit crew time, and of course, how fast can the driver get down pit road as well. So there's three key things to making that pit stop. It's a total team effort, and we'll see who's able to do it the best. And Cody Goforth extending that lead just in time to make his pit stop. There you go. So that's what I was talking about. The in lap is going to matter a ton. And look at the gap that Cody Goforth has built ahead of Alex Verjeperub, and the cars behind have started to gain a little bit.
Yeah, no differentiating pit strategy here. Everybody's coming in at the end of lap number 12 to make
be dangerous.
Make their one and only pit stop of this race. Yeah, this is going to be quite tricky to navigate, but all 40 cars make their way onto the pit lane together. I expect Ozkin to stay. Actually, Robert Armstrong and John McFadden, they pitted a lap earlier. That might help them a little bit. But we will see. Here's the whole field now on pit road. And look, survey says Goforth out ahead of Alex Verjeperub. Yep. But Thomas is a bit slow out of his stop. He's still not coming out of his box. And that's going to be disastrous for Henry Thomas's race. He and Diego Yepes both have not exited their pits. Either there's a problem with their pit stop or they haven't been given the green light to exit yet.
Yeah, look at this. We see Elijah Ironhouse is stuck back there. A lot of people. Aiden Clare. I mean,
both the monster cars are stuck here.
Yeah,
Keon Daly as well.
Keon Daly. I mean, this is a very interesting situation here, where all these drivers are stuck. They can't exit their pit. The pit road is just full, and that's probably why it was such a great strategy for some of those other drivers to have stayed out or to have pitted earlier, I guess, because now you don't get stuck on pit road like that, and they're probably going to gain some positions out of this.
But for Henry Thomas, that is going to absolutely ruin his afternoon here. He's going to fall from 3rd to 40th in this race. That is not something you are going to recover from on your own. So Henry, that is going to knock Henry Thomas and Diego Yepes out of contention to win this race. And then there were two, Cody Goforth and Alex Verjeperub at the end of the pit stops, and it looks like the lead has grown between the two.
Certainly has, and that is just a heartbreaker for both of those drivers that were running up front. It's all great qualifying efforts, and the pit stop has absolutely ruined their day. You know, like I said, it was a total team effort, and it was just everything went wrong that possibly could have there. So, now we're watching Cody Goforth remains the leader after all that. Here's that 12 car all the way in the back behind Samit Ozkin too. So
and Ozkin actually pitted on the same lap as all the other cars too to make his second stop of the day.
So that's a net gain for Samit Ozkin right there. Lucky that Henry Thomas had such a struggle on the pit lane, but this car was fast, and we got to give that driver some credit for sticking up there and really giving it to him and being there when he could, and then of course the pit stop has taken him out of this race. It was no fault of anyone's there. Here's the 38 stuck in the pit lane still.
Yeah, he's back. This is actually a second trip to pit road for Ryan Reed in the 38, and I think this could be terminal for the driver who had such a good debut race at Hillside, finished 6th after starting 4th. Now I fear he's not going to be able to finish this one at New Jersey. Ryan Reed for Jeff Bolton Racing. The hood is up on that 38 car. They're assessing what could be wrong with it, but I don't know if they're going to get back out there. Tough break for Ryan Reed.
Yeah, that is disappointing. But now we turn our focus back to the lead, where Alex Verjeperub has started, inching his way back towards that 01 car. He's just slowly eating into that lead there that the Cody Goforth has developed through the pit stop. He had a faster pit stop and a better entry into the pit lane than Alex did, so he was able to gain time there, and he got it all back on that racetrack, and now it's starting to fade away a little bit. So that 3 car eating into the lead. And then, of course, you don't want to forget about Mahendra there in third place. Who
Yeah, I
is
was going to say, this
also
puts him into
seems
a
like he's
podium position now.
yeah. Yeah, and he might be gaining on these two, so he could possibly be a factor by the time this race comes to a close. We'll see about that. We'll keep an eye on his time as well. He's got a long way to go.
Yeah, he's going to have the
front,
hustle.
but he might be able to do it.
Yeah, he's going to have the hustle to make his way back up there. But what a great run for this team regardless. Motor Dash Racing's been on the skids lately, with Mahendra really being the sole bright spot for the team lately. And they're moving him up to the Superstar Series next year. They've got a great deep thing going with the Indonesian driver, and he's doing them proud here with a third-place run. As we close in, we now have 8 laps to go from New Jersey.
Yeah. As we did all that talking about the 6 car, and he lost a little bit of time, but the 3 car has gained a few tenths on that 01, so he's pretty much back to where he was before the pit stop. And now it's all going to be about timing. It's when can he get close to that 01 car? Is he going to be able to get there at the right spot in this track where he has the opportunity to make a pass? You know, we talked about it in the first half of this race that there aren't that many opportunities. So we'll have to see if the 3 car can do it. If Alex is able to get next to that 01 car and then have the track twist in the right way for him, we'll see if it happens or if it doesn't. But I'm not sure. That 01 car, I think, is just fast enough right now to stay ahead of him and maintain that gap.
And I tell you what, one driver who really gained on that pit cycle was Ryan Griffin in the 92. He came in 21st, and he's now 13th in this race. So a great effort to get the 92 further up the field. At this rate, he's still going to lose the points lead, but a lot better position for the 92 than it was before.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, that's the mark of a championship team, you know, that they have turned what could possibly be a disastrous result after a really tough qualifying session into a result that they can say, all right, we didn't have a great day, but we didn't lose all that many points.
And he's got the second fastest lap, too, only behind Diego Yepes in 39.
So that's a driver effort too. You know, he didn't just lay back in this race. He is really pushing out there, and he's probably still pushing, trying to gain as many positions as he possibly can. And that is something that is so frustrating for all of the drivers trying to race him in the championship, because, you know, they'll sit here and you're looking at Alex Verstappen is sitting in second place. If it finishes like this, it's a great points day for the 3 car. And then the same deal with the 18, you know, he's sitting there in 4th now, and he's looking at taking the points lead, and you're thinking, man, that Ryan Griffin, he's going to be back 20 plus in this race. And then you look at the leaderboard when it's all said and done, and you say, boy, how did he get up there so after starting so poorly in this race?
Yeah, as the points run right now, we would have 4 drivers within 20 points of the lead. You'd have Joshua Michaels leading Ryan Griffin, Zachary DeLello in 3rd, Alex Verstappen still in 4th, but they'd all be within 20 points of the lead, and that is something very nice to see, as we'll only have 3 races left in the regular season after today.
Yeah, so it's all about trying to win that regular season championship and get that sweet bonus that you get going into the playoffs. You know, it's all critical. As you can see, just from this whole season, you know, to have 4 drivers within 20 points, imagine the bonus points stacked on top of that. Every point counts, especially when you have the chaos of the playoffs looming, and it's just intense. So these guys are all going to be fighting tooth and nail for it, just like Ryan Griffin has today. And he's gotten himself into a position where he's still going to lose points, but he's not going to lose as many as he would have otherwise. So it's a really great effort from that team.
Yeah, so it looks as though it's going to come down to Cody and Alex for the win here today, because Roshan Mahendra has not gained like we had hoped he would. He's still 3.2 seconds off the lead, so this is going to be a battle between these two for the race win. Not that we're complaining. This is a fantastic battle. Even though we've yet to see a lead change today, this has still been a great battle, because you just never know when one of these drivers is going to slip up, if they slip up.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I think is so impressive about Cody Goforth today. He's got that 3 car just snarling behind him and breathing down his neck for a lot of this race. But, you know, that 01, Cody Goforth has not quivered a single bit. He has not fallen suspect to the pressure that Alex Verstappen has put on him. So he's running a really great race. He's putting on a great defensive show. He's doing everything he needs to do. He's not pulling away. but he's able to stay ahead, and that's really what matters at the end of the day. So Cody Goforth is withstanding right now over that 3 car of Alex Regeparub, who just cannot get quite close enough to attempt to pass.
And with only 5 laps to go, time is running out for Alex Regeparub to make the pass. So Cody Goforth's in a very nice position here, and unfortunately for Cody, this will not be a grand slam if he holds on the win, because Diego Yepes does have the fastest lap point. That's the only thing he would be missing. Actually, well, Henry Thomas also on the pole, but it would still be an almost max points day for Cody Goforth.
Home run, not a 2-run home run.
he would only drop 1 point from this race, which is a very impressive feat for this L1 team. And keep in mind, this L1 team, they've been running great all year. Only 2 top 10s to show for it this year. So This will be a great result for him. He went into this race 9th in the points, despite only having 2 top 10s this year through 14 races. This is going to be a great day for him in the standings.
Yeah, and finally to get that all elusive win for Cody Goforth, if he is able to hold off Alex Regeparub and keep that car in one piece underneath him, in this race. But yeah, just it really, the results have not been there this year for the 01, but boy, has their race pace just been so good. I feel like every single week we talk about this 01 car and this whole team and Cody Goforth putting together a great race, and then something happens. It's a crash, it's a slide, it's a tire malfunction, it's some sort of mechanical, every single time, and he's always up front. And now if this race continues the way it's gone for the whole time, which no promises, right? That's how he's lost races all year. But if this one continues at this pace, Cody Goforth could be standing in victory lane, finally monkey off the shoulders for that team to get that win, match their teammate, and then possibly, punch his way into the playoffs.
Because I was going to say, when it's not him that's doing well up at the front, it's his teammate, Zachary DeLello, performing up front to pick up the slack. So I honestly think those 2 Team Dayspring cars could be the favorites for the championship at this point. We obviously got a long way to go. We're coming to 3 laps to go in this race, but we obviously have Ryan Griffin in the mix, Alex Regeparub, who's getting into the grass a little bit off of turn 12. That could cost him a little bit of time.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't super close anyway right there. He wasn't going to be set up for a run, so I guess we'll see how that impacts this lap. A little bit dirty.
Got to scrub off the tires a little bit to make another run at it. But does he have enough time to make another run at it?
I don't know. I'm not even sure if this car has really even made any runs at it in this race. We haven't seen him side by side with the leader. We haven't seen him even fade out to attempt a move. He's just sitting there in second place. He's been hanging up with the leader. He's hanging on. He's right there on him, but he just hasn't had the opportunity yet to get up next to Cody Goforth. Cody Goforth is fast enough or faster in all the right places around this race course. He's good coming out of the corners, so on the straightaways there's no setup potential, and he's good through the fast corners, so you can't set up as Alex for the slow corners. It's just a tough situation to be in second place because Cody Goforth is just slightly better.
And we're coming to 2 laps to go in this race. And Alex, he's doing everything he can. I just don't know if it's going to be enough, because for once, could the road course master be put to the test here by a relative unknown in Cody Goforth?
Yeah, for sure. And he is being put to the test right now. He's giving it all he can, but the car just hasn't been as fast as Cody Goforth today, and that's just how it is. So what a win for Cody Goforth if he is able to pull it off, because you're looking, the 3 cars breathing down your neck for the whole race, and everybody knows that he's one of the guys to beat on road courses every single time.
He's the guy to beat on the road courses.
Yeah, he qualifies up in the top 5. I mean, every single time. There's no stopping him. But today, Cody Goforth is taking him off the throne, it seems.
And we're coming to the white flag this time. We've got about a lap and a half to go. Cody's he's extended his lead. He's got a very nice lead now. It's about 7 tenths at the line. So even if Alex were to set up a great move on the final lap, would he be able to get there in time?
I don't know. I mean, he's going to have to put together the best lap of the race to be able to do it, especially from this distance away. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, just not not anywhere you can make it happen at this track. And Cody Goforth, look at how far ahead he is now. So that 3 car has just started to fall off in the last few laps, and now Cody Goforth has got clear track ahead and behind.
And the white flag flies for Cody Goforth. He's got 1 lap to go from the Thunderbolt to try and get his first win of the season, the second of his career, and his first on a road course, as Goforth makes his way through the second corner down one of the many long straightaways here in the early section of the lap, down into turn 3 now. Goforth's got a big lead. The question is, can he hold on to it for the remaining 3/4 of the lap?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is, unless he makes a big mistake right here, he's got this one all locked up. The track is the Thunderbolt, and I think that the lightning today has absolutely been Cody Goforth. He is lightning fast all the way around this place. Every single lap of all 23 that we've run, this car has been on top and mistake-free and just absolutely fantastic all day.
The Lightning Circuit's right next door. We could race there next year, potentially, but we're here on the main track today, and it has all been all Cody Goforth today. He got the jump on Henry Thomas on the opening lap. He has led all 22 laps to this race, and he's on his way now to lead lap number 23. Coming through the S's for the final time, Cody Goforth has faced a lot of adversity in 2023. He's paid his due. He's run up front, and now he gets to taste the reward as off the final corner he comes, and Cody Goforth gets win number 2 of his career right here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. His second career win, and quite a great performance it was today as well. A fantastic drive from this 01 team. They really showed the road course status quo. They can be beaten any given time. Alex Vajeparub comes up just 0.7 of a second short, but boy did he try, and that is going to be a great points day for the 3 team to rebound after Hillside. Rasha Mahendra gets, I believe, a career best run in 3rd, ahead of Joshua Michaels in 4th. Michaels should be able to take the points lead away from Ryan Griffin, and he will take the points lead after this race. And Skylar Taylor, in just their 2nd career start, gets a top 5 finish out of this, at the expense of their teammate Henry Thomas, but still a great run for that 16 team, who've really needed one as of late. Zachary DeLello, this is believe it or not, for Zachary DeLello, first time in the top 10 all year that hasn't been a top 5 finish. He comes home 6th today in that 0-3 machine. Cam Stevenson, a strong run for him in the 22, comes home 7th in this race, ahead of teammate Ricky Freeman Jr. We didn't mention these guys much today, but they paid their dues and got across the line. James Ellison comes home in 9th, a strong run for him. And Logan Williams completes the top 10, just ahead of a very strong run on the road course by Ryan Soper in that 84 machine. And there you see Ryan Griffin. He comes home in 13th, and he is going to lose the points lead, but he is going to still be in the hunt when we head to Boston next week.
It's true, yeah. Just a fantastic performance from a lot of drivers today, but primarily, as we talked about, Cody Goforth has absolutely put forth a great effort, and this one has just been fantastic all day. So great job to him. Great job to the team, getting him out of pit road quickly. Great job to him preparing for this race and getting on pit road, knowing it was going to be all about that pit stop, and just a wonderful job from that team to stick it to the 3 car and really make it happen today and give himself a great opportunity for a win and take advantage of it too.
Absolutely. This is going to be one they're going to be celebrating for a long time, considering this is our last road course of the regular season, and we only have one more in the entire season. So, a lot to be proud of for this 01 team. So, from Duke Ansack and from myself as well, we say goodbye from the Thunderbolt at New Jersey Motorsports Park. We'll see you again next week for what was supposed to be our 4th of July special. It's now going to be in September. It's going to be at Boston. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we hope you'll join us for that. So long from New Jersey. Congrats to Cody Goforth. He put on a clinic today. He is your winner at the Thunderbolt.